We see a man Jack, who tells us many things along with his story. It is stated in the year 2077. Jack tells that before he was born, disaster struck the Earth. Some scavengers came from space and according to him they were aliens. They destroy our moon and also have attacked the Earth. The aliens were more powerful than humans. Humans just have the option to use nuclear weapons, and the humans won the war and destroyed the alien ships. Because of those attacks, the Earth didn't remain able for humans to live. The remaining part of the Earth was destroyed because of earthquakes and storms. Humans launch a new mission to save their generation and build houses on the moon to live. They have sent the remaining people there. The remaining people on the Earth save the machines. The machines are used to change the seawater into fusion energy. This energy resource was the last hope of the people living on Titan. Jack and his friend Victoria are shown and they were at a station because of given a special area. The drones and the machines nearby were protected by them. They do the job of maintenance of the machines. They repair them because there were still some scavengers on the Earth who ruined their drones. They try to end Jack and they have to give this information to Mission Control. They take the information of their mission from the Control mission. There is something with Jack and he uses to see a girl in his dream. Jack remembers New York City because their memory was erased 5 years ago. Jack and Victoria will also go to Titan because they have done a lot of tasks on the Earth. Jack thinks everything but Victoria just cares about her job. She takes interest in her job. We have to remember the whole information we got related to the movie. Jack and Victoria are shown in the station. They are living here for many years and it was on height. There were advanced drones around them. They help them. Usually, Jack and Victoria take care of the machines so the aliens will not harm them. Victoria uses to stay in the station and guides Jack. A lady named Sally stays always connected with Victoria in the station. Because they got the information of the job from that head office. They receive messages from there. We can understand that they are their employees. They get the info from Mission Control that 2 drones get damaged. Jack has to repair them and Jack was leaving for the place, but because of the bad weather, Jack's ship was showing problems. Before crashing, Jack lands his spaceship on the Earth. Victoria doesn't know this. Jack reaches the location and his drone lands into a stadium. He goes there and asks Victoria to keep an eye on him. Victoria says to Jack, "We don't have exact parts, maybe you couldn't repair them." Jack repairs the drones and sees the stadium was destroyed completely. Here, he remembers the game. It was played in 2017, maybe he has read about it somewhere. It was a memorable match and a scavenger is also shown spying on them. He has repaired the drone while telling this story. Jack was online there and a dog appears. The drones were designed to end scavengers and animals as well. The drones can't harm Jack and Victoria while recognizing their faces. Jack has repaired a drone but it was difficult to repair the other, because its tracker gets damaged. Jack takes out his bike and moves in search of the drone. Finally, he gets signals from somewhere and he informs the tower about it. Victoria takes permission from her head but they didn't approve Jack going into a tunnel. The head officers were saying maybe this is a trick of aliens. Even then Jack goes into the tunnel and it was an old library. Later, Jack discovers that it was a fake signal. It was a trap as well. He tries to move out of the tunnel but his rope breaks and a drone arrives. It ends all the aliens there. Jack comes out of the tunnel and when he comes out he doesn't find his bike. Maybe scavengers have taken his bike. He somehow reaches his station. There were many questions in Jack's mind and he also found a book from the library. It was about ancient Rome. The Earth was barren here, but Jack had grown a flower and wanted to give it to Victoria. He does the same but Victoria doesn't think like Jack. She throws the flower out of the station. Because of the orders of their head office, they will not gather the info about the ended world. Victoria becomes furious and says to Jack, "We're going to Titan after 2 weeks. I don't want any mishap." Jack feels bad but what he can do? When he was with Victoria in the pool at night he sees the girl's vision. The girl we saw at the start of the movie. Meanwhile, there was a blast and it was because of the machine which pulled water from the sea. Their station gets destroyed completely and it was bad news for them. Jack sits in his ship and leaves for the incident place. Victor gets connected with the command station. They discover the aliens take out the fuel after destroying their drones. Victoria tells them maybe the aliens who taken out the fuel and now using the fuel against us. The lady orders them to set the drones so they will not harm drones again. And they were getting signals from the Earth and Jack reaches a building while chasing them. Jack reaches the building but it was destroyed badly. Jack checked the signals here but didn't find anything. They don't understand what is happening to them. The enemy was distracting them again and again. Jack can get the answers to his questions but it was a radiation zone around, and they were not allowed to go into this zone. Jack is shown different and used to go to a lake for spending his time. He has made a house there. Victoria doesn't know anything about it and he didn't take Victoria here ever. The fact was he doesn't like Victoria and was just paying his duty. Jack always thinks in his mind there is something he has to discover. Jack was laying on the shore of the lake and sees towards the sky, and finds a spaceship crashing in the sky. He was connected to Victoria but she tells him an unknown ship. Jack chases the ship and discovers it was a human ship. There were some sleeping pods in this spaceship in which still few humans were alive. Jack shows everything to Victoria. Victoria tells this to her head means that lady. Before Jack could save everyone he sees a girl there. She was in hypersleep. She was the girl who uses to appear in Jack's dreams always. Meanwhile, drones arrive and attack. They end 4 survivors but Jack somehow saves the girl. Whenever Jack does this kind of task, it is shown scavengers are spying on him. Jack takes the pod to the station with him and Victoria feels weird seeing this. Jack wants to save the girl but her condition was worse. Victoria asks Jack, we have to tell about this girl to our head office. Jack says the command station knows already and they have sent drones there to end the survivors and they keep this a secret. They treat the survivor and the surprising thing was the girl recognizes Jack as she comes to her senses. She calls Jack's name. Coming to her senses, she tells her name Julia. They give her the bad news that the survivors of her ship have died. Only you are the survivor and the surprising thing was she was sleeping for the last 60 years. Julia feels strange after hearing this. They have food and Julia doesn't know what has happened on the Earth. How the Earth was destroyed and Jack tells her the condition of the Earth in those 60 years. Now Earth has been destroyed completely. Julia holds Jack's hand but she was feeling maybe this is her dream. Jack can understand her situation, why is her condition is like this. Later, Jack asks Victoria why the drones have ended the other survivors. Victoria says maybe they have come here mistakenly. Victoria says I don't know anything and I just want that girl to leave. Jack talks to Julia and says she has to bring her flat recorder from the place where their ship fell and was destroyed and she wanted to know what has happened to them. Jack takes Julia to the site without telling Victoria the place of the crashed spaceship. When Victoria discovers this, she forbids Jack to go there. She says, Jack, forgive me because now I can't save you. Victoria has full control when the space station turns on, and Jack knows about it. Julia and Jack reach there and she finds her flat recorder there. They get trapped in scavengers' traps. They take Julia and Jack while making them faint. Victoria also discovers about them and their data gets online as the morning appears. Victoria asks for drones from the lady to help Jack. Jack and Julia were taken to the far mountains. Jack awakes but he was tied and was placed in a dark place, and Jack hears a man's voice who was talking about the story of ancient Rome. Jack read it from the book he found in the library. The man was named Beach and says to Jack, you are considering us aliens, but we are humans, and says you are used wrongly against us but you will discover the truth soon. He says, but my companions say I have made mistake while bringing you here, but I am sure you will prove all of them wrong. On another side, the drones have detected Jack's DNA. The drones were coming to the place and they were powerful. The humans can't compete with them and the man shows Jack a drone. He asks him to program it. Jack wasn't ready for this and the drones reached there who were searching for Jack. Beach let him go from there and tells him I have gone into your radiation zone. He says if you are looking for truth, so go there and you will find it. Jack leaves with Julia and reaches the valley told by Beach. He asks Julia, tell me, who are you and what do you know? I know you are hiding something. Julia tells him the truth and says I am your wife. She tries to make him remember everything. She tells Jack how they come here and how he purposed to Julia. She was telling about the time when no war happened and the world wasn't like this. Jack was also remembering everything and Victoria sends a ship for Jack. Victoria's heart gets broken and when Jack returns to his station she doesn't open the door. She informed the mission command about this, that Jack is a danger for her and he also has a survivor. Even Jack makes her understand that we have to leave. We are deceived and are used in the wrong way. Victoria wasn't listening, but when the lady hears this in the command station a drone activates. It ends Victoria and was about to end Jack. Julia destroys the drone and the command station discovers everything. Jack leaves with Julia and there were some drones behind them. Jack leaves somehow. He crosses the radiation zone as well and the strange thing was there wasn't any radiation. Their spaceship falls into a desert because of a drone attack. There was a weird scene in front of Jack and finds his clone maintaining a drone. Jack goes to his clone and they point guns at each other. Jack makes him understand we have to deactivate it, but the new Jack gets scared. Meanwhile, Julia arrives and there was a fight between both Jacks. The real Jack successfully deactivates the drone. During the fight between the clone and the real Jack, Julia becomes injured. Jack makes Julia lay down at a place and moves to the station in the clone's spaceship. Actually, there were many clones were made of Jack and Julia. They're clones over the different areas. They have lied about the radiation zone. Jack goes to the station and finds Victoria, but she died some time ago. Jack offers her to move with him, but her mind was designed not to break the rules. Jack doesn't tell her the truth and reaches Julia along with the medical kit. He treats Julia and then moves to the lake house along with her. They spent time there and then go to Beach and his companions. They were happy and Jack does their job. He programs their drone actually. Only Jack can't be harmed by the drones. Beach and his companions can't do this and Beach clear the story in front of Jack. NASA has sent a team to observe the object that came into the orbit of the Earth. There were other astronauts along with Jack, Julia, and Victoria. They got the info they have seen an object and it was Tet, means alien. They see that Tet has destroyed our moon and has caught the spaceship of NASA. He has done experiments on the people inside, it means Jack, Julia, and Victoria. He tells Jack thousands of your clones were made. He has done the murders of humans. When the people on the Earth died, they have changed your mind. Then he assigned you the different tasks as he has made you a technician. The villain of the story was Tet and he was the alien for which Jack works. The things Jack told us at the start were wrong. The scavengers weren't aliens but humans and Tet was changing the seawater into energy. Don't know how many planets he has destroyed? Jack was used as a drone against his people. He was fighting for the last 60 years and if Jack will remember everything he can help them. That's why Beach was spying on Jack. He was seeing some changes and now everything turns into truth. This was in front of Jack before they send the drone to Tet, but many other drones arrive and attack them. Everyone dies here and Beach also becomes injured in this fight. They compete with the drones, but the drone they want to send becomes destroyed. Beach discovers this and becomes disappointed, so they decide to go together. Tet will not become suspicious and they will destroy the spaceship of the alien. Jack makes Julia lay down on the sleeping pod and move to the space station. Jack hears some recordings and discovers that was Jack who was the spaceship commander. Victoria was his second-hand command and others were in hypersleep. Julia was also among them. They were sent for taking the information of the object, but the thing has pulled them inside and they were connected to the Earth at that time. They connect to the lady and Jack feels the danger and he has separated the sleeping pods. They were programmed to land on the Earth again, but the object spaceship has pulled Jack and Victoria inside. Later, the alien has made thousands of their clones, then he used them against people. Here we know everything like Jack. When Jack reaches the space station, the lady gives permission to come inside. Reaching the spaceship, he finds many clones of himself and Victoria. The lady asks the reason for coming and Jack says, "I want Julia to remain alive." She allows him to land and Jack was in front of the object. It was in a triangle shape and Jack opens the pod. He has brought Beach here secretly because it was Beach's wish to see the object with his eyes while destroying it. Jack and Beach press the button for destroying it. In the end, Jack says go to hell and was saying this to the lady. Later, they destroy the space station. The weapons of the spaceship on the Earth get deactivated. Even the drones sent by him, and finally, the humans have got their world back after 60 years. They have got their freedom as well. In the last scene, Julia is shown in the lake house spending her life. She has a daughter and she was Jack and Julia's daughter. Julia's daughter sees Jack. Jack was a clone, but now he has remembered everything. He has returned to his home. Here this movie ends.